A three-wheeler starts from rest, accelerates uniformly with 1 meter per second square on a straight road for 10 seconds, and then moves with uniform velocity. Plot the distance covered by the vehicle during the nth second, where n can take values from 1 to 3 versus n. What do you expect this plot to be during the accelerated motion? Will that be a straight line or a parabola is what you have to find out. So you have a three-wheeler that is starting from rest. So that signifies the initial velocity of the three-wheeler is 0. And then it's moving with an acceleration of 1 meter per second square for the next 10 seconds. So there is an acceleration taking place for the first 10 seconds. So you will have to calculate the distance traveled by the vehicle during this accelerated period, right, for the 10 seconds. So let's first write down what is given. So what is given is the initial velocity is 0, right? So you can call the initial velocity V0 as 0. The acceleration is 1 meter per second square. The values of n are 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 10, right? Now you have to calculate the distance traveled by the three-wheeler during these seconds. The distance traveled by the three-wheeler during the nth second in general is always given by V0 plus half a into n minus 1. So what you got to do is we know the value of V0, we know the value of a, and n value can be substituted from starting from 1 till 10, and then you can make a plot of Sn versus n, right? So let us first find out, let us first take when n is equal to 1. So when n is equal to 1, yes, 1 will be, this is 0 plus half, a is 1. So this is this is 2n plus 2n minus 1. So this will be 2 into 1 minus 1. So that will be equal to half. 2 minus 1 is 1. So that will be equal to 0.5 meters. So that's the distance covered in the first second. Now when n is equal to 2, so S2 will be 0 plus half into 1 into 2 into n value is 2 minus 1. So that is half into 4 minus 1 is 3. So 3 by 2 is 1.5 meters. Similarly, when n is equal to 3, S3 will be equal to 0 plus half into 1 into 2 into 3 minus 1. So that will be half into 6 minus 1 is 5. So 5 by 2 is 2.5 meters. Similarly, we go on substituting the values for n. So when n is equal to 4, so you have S4 is 0 plus half into 1 into 2 into 4 is the value of n minus 1. That will be half into 8 minus 1 is 7, which will be 7 by 2, that is 3.5 meters. Similarly, when n is equal to 5, so S5 should be 0 plus half into 1 into 2 into 5 minus 1, that will be half into 10 minus 1 is 9, so this will be 4.5. So on and so forth, I calculate till n is equal to 10. So n is equal to 6, S6 should be 0 plus half into 1 into 2 into 6 minus 1, that is half into 12 minus 1 is 11. So 11 by 2 should be 5.5 meters. So n is equal to 7. S7 should be 0 plus half into 1 into 2 into 7 is the value of n minus 1. So that is half into 14 minus 1 is 13. So this will be 6.5 meters. Similarly, n is equal to 8. So S8 will be 0 plus half into 1 into 2 into 8 minus 1. will be half into 16 minus 1 is 15, so that will be 15 by 2, which is 7.5 meter. So n is equal to 9, so S9 will be equal to 0 plus half into 1 into 2 into 9 minus 1, that is 17 by 2. 17 by 2 is 8.5 meters. Similarly, when n is equal to 10, S10 should be equal to 0 plus half into 1 into 2 into 10 minus 1, that has to be equal to 19 by 2, which is nothing but 9.5 meters. So now let's just make a plot of n versus Sn, right? So and find out if it's a parabola or a straight line. So now these are the values. So just remember, for n is equal to 1, it starts from 0.5, and n is equal to 2, it will be 1.5. So we just make these plots. We take n on the x-axis and s. So let's draw a graph of Sn versus n. So I need a vertical axis, right? And I also need a horizontal axis. So I call the vertical axis as Sn, which is in meters, and this is the nth second, right? And so this means it is 0. Now I get a particular 10, so 1, S1 is to S3. So S1 was 0.5. The value of S2, which is meter, the value of S2 was 1.5 meter. S3 was 2.5 meter. S4 was 3.5. S5 was 4.5. S6, so these are the calculated values we got on substitution. S7 is 6.5. S8 is 7.5. S9 is 8.5, and S10 was 9.5 meters. So you have to just plot these values. So these are the values of n, these are the values of Sn, right? So we are plotting this versus this. So when n is 0.5, these are the values of Sn, and n values are 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, etc. Now, so when n was a 1, so the value was 0.5. So this was the value. N was 2, it was 1.5. So 1.5, I draw it till 2. When n was 3, it was 2.5. So 2.5 for so this is your point. When n is 4, it was 3.5. When n is 5, it is 4.5. So this is the point. When n is 6, it is 5.5. So 5.5 will be here. When n is 7, it is 6.5. Right? Similarly, when n is 8, it was 7.5. So finally, when n is 9, it was 8.5. Seconds, you get it as 9.5. Right? And it also says the object starts from rest. So when n was 0, it was 0. Now if you just join these points with a scale, you get a straight line. So it is a straight line, you don't get a parallel. So this will be the plot of the distance covered by the vehicle in the n second versus n.